showdown at Brands, the finale. And Josh Brooks is getting busy now.
Yes, he is.
Trying to find a way through on Glenn Irwin. As it stands, going into tomorrow, Ryde would be a point clear of Bridewell, but Irwin would have clawed back a huge bundle of points.
And remember, at the front, you've got a man who is definitely in with a shout at the championship in Glen Irwin, but Josh Brooks, no, that's Christian didn't. Oh, let's have a look what happens. Yeah, clip the curb.
It's an odd one, that, isn't it?
Maybe, I think he maybe put the front wheel on the paint there. Anyway, I was saying, Glen Irwin definitely with a shout at this championship, especially now when Tommy Bridewell is out. Josh Brooks not so. So you would think Josh Brooks nothing to lose. He will have a proper pop at this. But actually, he hasn't run at the front for that long. You'd think he's got to be pleased with anything. So yeah. We don't know what's going to happen.
Well, we'll find out as we get to the closing stages, that's for sure. But Glen Irwin is being kept honest. In third, fastest lap of the race for Kyle Ryde.
Yep, I was just going to say Kyle's got whatever it is, he's got it behind him, and he's putting some strong laps together now.
Just pulling away from Jackson in fourth and Vickers in fifth. Doesn't look like Ryan Vickers has managed to fix that. I know they were going to make some setting changes ahead of this race, but I don't think it's quite worked out for Vickers. And he already was so far back in the championship, it could be the end of the road for him as well. But as we saw on the opening lap of this race, anything is possible still. Out of the final corner and over the line to start lap 14 of 18. Still Irwin and Brooks separated really by nothing, and another 34.2 from Kyle Ryde in third.
Yeah, that's about 0.4 of a second quicker than your leading two, these two, Glen Irwin and Josh Brooks, and that's enough.
Look how much speed Brooks has got around Cascades. It's Glen Irwin though that still leads, but he's under pressure. So then, into Shell Oils. Last time Brooks won, of course, a race. It's not this year. He's not been on the podium this year. His last win was here.
Yeah,
at the start of last year.
Yes, at the start of the year. Then kind of faded. Had a lovely start to the 22 season, did Josh Brooks.
Long lap for number 89, Fraser Rogers. The course cut at turns 10 and 12. That's over at Hislop Chicane. What we're now approaching. Look at how much Kyle Ryde has reeled in these two out front. And it looked like Brooks was a bit heavy into his locks there as well.
Yeah, and it'd been heavy at Ireland as well. Brooks is really pushing on now, and that's cost him a little bit of time.
And credit to Lee Jackson. He's not letting Ryde out of his sights.
Now, this has been good for Lee Bob, because he's definitely got stuck in behind Ryde, and it's dragged him along a little bit, I think. Certainly away from the pack behind.
Lee Jackson in fourth there, number 14, coming into this one after 3 podiums at his home round at Cadwell. Tomorrow, as things stand, Ryde, Jackson and Irwin would be your front row as it stands. Over the line we go, though, for 15 of 18, and it's Josh Brooks now trying to make his move. He thought about it. Yeah, look at Ryde again, a 33.9, the only rider in the sub-34s now.
Yeah, the problem Ryde's got is you would expect, or I would think, that the BMW of Brooks and the Ducati of Glen Irwin will be a little bit quicker on the straight. Not much. The Yamaha's exceptional area is the faster corners, mid-corner speed, actually holding a line through those faster corners, but there's no way past generally at that point in the track.
Brooks is getting frustrated. He's so much faster than Irwin down through Cascades and Island Bend, but he just cannot find a way through.
Yeah, we know that the Ducati doesn't work so well with this harder tyre on the side of the tyre.
So then, Ryde and Jackson are now up with Irwin and Brooks as they go through Britain Chicane. Over the hilltop, here's Ryde going to try and make a move now on Brooks down into Hislops. He pulls over to that inside line, but doesn't fancy it this time.
No, it's a massive ask, because out of the Britain Chicane at the top of the hill, Brooks has actually pulled a little bit, probably a bike length.
Irwin there, just backing them all up down into the chicane. And he's inviting a few more to the party. Is Ryan Vickers now inching a bit closer to this group as well? number 7 on the OMG Yamaha. It's Kyle Ryde there. Look at the speed he's got around Druids.
Yeah, he needs to speed out the corner, get a good slipstream down this little bit of a straight into Lodge, get to the inside.
He's going for it. Brooks is here. He's going on the inside, but surely he won't get it stopped. He does somehow. Oh, and they're all bunching up together. They're side by side. Owen goes through. So does Kyle Ryde. And look now at Lee Bob Jackson as well. That did not work out for Josh Brooks.
No, that's a price you pay.
Oh, and now Ryde up the inside of Irwin. But Irwin on the comeback. And there'll be a drag race down to Cascade that Irwin will win. So they all engage, and whilst that's happening, Ryan Vickers does get closer in 5th. It's now Irwin from Ryde, from Jackson and Brooks.
Yeah, Vickers, his fastest lap of this race at 34.4. That was quicker than anybody in front of him.
Through Island Bend we go. Brooks then, after getting frustrated, made his move, and he's ended up being dumped down to 4th. Glenn Irwin and Kyle Ryde. As things stand, Kyle Ryde would be your new British Superbike Championship leader.
Yeah, Kyle Ryde, I think, definitely got the overall pace here, but it's whether he can put a move together, and it's going to take a little bit of work. You can't do it in a single move, I don't think.
Over the hilltop now and down into his lops, and Kyle Ryde is going for it, up the inside of Glenn Irwin. They're both a bit heavy down into his lops, but it works out.
Yeah, a little bit of a block pass, didn't hold anybody up too much, but definitely wide into the first part of his lock chicane there.
Last few weeks, the best version of Kyle Ryde that we've seen in Bennetts BSB. He has got his gloves off here. This is brilliant work from Kyle Ryde.
For a couple of years, we've been saying that all he needs is to believe in himself, and maybe he started doing that.
It looks like he might have just done that now. There are all the different camps looking at their riders. Just on the left, even Michael Dunlop there cheering on Lee Bob in the Hawk Racing team.
Now, with 3 to go, Kyle Ryde will be thinking, right, hit me marks, don't make a mistake. Just do what I've been doing for all weekend, and I've got this.
We start the penultimate lap of the race, and Jackson there up the inside of Glenn Irwin. Is Irwin fading a bit here? His lap times have dropped off a bit in the latter stages here, but he wrestles his way back up into 2nd. But look at Kyle Ryde, he's going.
Yeah, I thought he would have the pace if he could get to the front. That was going to be the question. Yeah, this is a circuit that you cannot rush at, and I think that Glenn's just rushing a little bit of this, trying to make it come to him, and I think you've got to just settle and put smooth laps together, not try to add. It's one of these circuits you think you've done a brilliant lap, but actually it feels scary, but you haven't gone quick. You
have to give Kyle Ryde a lot of credit here.
Yeah.
He knows Tommy Bridewell, you think, is out of the race.
Of course he does.
He could have easily just settled for some points here to claw it back, but no, he's going to do maximum damage. That's his plan here. And look at the speed he carried through.
Yeah, just beautiful that. Pulled 3 back lengths on Glenn Irwin.
Into his lots. We've got one more lap to go after this. Can they do anything about Kyle Ryde out front, who will start from pole position tomorrow as well, to boot?
The fastest man on track last few laps has been Ryan Vickers in 5th.
He's not able to get through on Josh Brooks. There's still a little spice left in this one, you feel, but Kyle Ryde's going to take some beating now as we head down into Lodge Corner for the penultimate time.
If he can pull this off, this is Kyle's, I think, best ride that I've seen.
I agree.
He got pushed back, he got beaten up, he made a mistake, whatever that was, I don't know, a tear-off, folding over and blocking his vision, etc. But he's pulled it back round. Brilliant.
Jackson up the inside of Glenn Irwin.
That'll be another cutback for Glenn, I think.
Side by side then on the exit. This all helps Kyle Ryde out front. Oh, look at that. Look at the speed there from Glenn Irwin as he goes back through on Jackson.
Glenn's scrapping hard for this.
Glenn knows that this is 22 precious points. It's 25 for the win, 22 for 2nd, 20 for 3rd. They are massive in the context of the championship, with Tommy Bridewell crashing out on the opening lap of the race. Kyle Ryde, though, as things stand, will head into tomorrow 6 points ahead of Tommy Bridewell in the championship.
On the last lap of a race, that was a lovely lap from Kyle Ryde. Clipped the apex going in, run it wide mid-corner, turned it back to a really late apex, straightened that exit out, which means you could get on the throttle a little bit harder, a little bit earlier. Lovely.
He was emotional back at Cadwell Park when he had his best ever weekend, and it's like the dreams are starting to be realised here, that he knows that he can do it.
Yeah.
Come here with an amazing amount of self-belief and confidence. And I agree with you, James. I think this will be his finest ever Bennetts BSB victory, and he's closing in on it now. Glenn Irwin, though, is he going to just give himself one last chance? You just know Glenn Irwin never gives up.
He needs a good run out of Druids, and he needs to not. This is going to be perfect if Glenn's going to do anything. I don't think he's going to.
I don't think he's going to be close enough. Just one corner to go. Kyle doesn't even need to go defensive. The checkered flag is out at the end of race 1 here at Oulton Park. Kyle Ryde is your new championship leader. He wins here at Oulton Park. His best ever victory in this class. And look how much the points mean to Glenn Irwin there in second.
Glenn's turned this weekend around now. Brilliant that. Good race as well. Lots of went on into that.